bem-vindos! Aqui estamos nós de volta com o nosso detetive belga favorito, o primeiro e único de seu nome, Hercule Poirot, aqui em os crimes ABC. E aqui nós já ouvimos a musiquinha. Ok, já terminou com o objeto. Continua a interrogar Megan. Ok, vamos continuar a falar com a moça. Ela tá com uma mancha no rosto, é impressão minha? Ah, não, é a sombra. Ok, ela tem sentimentos por alguém. Olhos brilhantes com lágrimas. Betty e Donald. Sem anel de casamento.
She is looking so intensely at this photo. But is it really a sister that she's studying in this manner?
Que Beth estava planejando fazer à noite? Ah, ainda falta pistas, ok. Então vou conseguir com a Megan.
They made the perfect couple, am I correct?
Yes, in a way. She was pretty and he...
Well?
He's a bright man, with a promising career ahead of him. He would have made Betty a good husband. He was always attentive and generous. Oh, a true gentleman.
Ui!
I hear a note of envy in your voice.
You must have heard wrong.
Eu sou Poirot, eu nunca estou errado. Donald era ciumento?
You have not mentioned Donald's jealousy.
There's nothing to say.
Cara, assim, eu tento, né, ser mais... O Poirot geralmente ele tenta dar a volta nas pessoas, mas eu tô vendo que nem sempre o jogo acha que é isso.
I am not your enemy, Mademoiselle Bernard.
And you are not my friend either, Mr. Poirot, sir.
Ó, consegui honestidade.
Yes, but your lies are not helping Mr. Fraser, or you for that matter.
Por que você está protegendo o noivo de Beth?
I know that Fraser was jealous, but I wonder why you feel the need to protect him.
Protect him? I hope you're not suggesting...
That you are Fraser's accomplice? There is nothing to suggest that, at least not yet. It would appear that your sister's murder is the second in a series that we have to stop as quickly as possible. The first was in Andover, and the same as your sister, the murderer sent me a letter informing me that a crime would be committed in that town. Now can I count on your honesty?
Yes, you have my confidence, Mr. Poirot.
Okay.
Don is a quiet and sensitive young man. Slightly reserved, too. And as is often the case with reserved people, when he flew into a temper, he completely lost control. He could be so violent. Betty was frightened.
And when was this?
The first time was about a year ago. But they rowed more recently. Donald found out that Betty had lied to him. She said she was going out with a girlfriend, but she went out for dinner with a married man.
Ui, meu Deus do céu.
It was an awful scene. She told him that until they were married, she was free to go with whoever she pleased.
Ui!
Donald turned quite pale and started shaking and kept saying one day...
dia...
he'd commit murder.
Você teme que Donald seja suspeito?
So you were afraid that he would become our main suspect. I know that Fraser was jealous. But I wonder why you feel the need to protect him.
Exactly. Had you not told me about the case, I would never have dared to tell you about this little matter. Don loved Betty with all his heart. I can't imagine for one instant that he would hurt her.
Very good, Mademoiselle Bernard.
Eu gosto dessa mecânica de mostrar que o Poirot tá lendo quando a pessoa tá sendo honesta, quando tá sendo sincera, quando tá sendo...
Fraser is at the Ginger Cat. The police haven't spoken to him, but they want to.
Très bien, Hastings. Let's see him now.
Trilegal, Hastings.
My deepest condolences to your parents.
Of course, Mr. Poirot.
Très bien.
And don't be too hard on Don. He's more fragile than he looks.
Ah, é? Caguei.
If you say so. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Tá, por que o Reage falou de fazer à noite? Mentiu. Ela saía muito e saiu contra os homens. Tá, mas o que exatamente ela pretendia fazer? Um cara desacompanhando foi pedir... Planejava encontrar alguém à noite. E um cara desconhecido foi beber lá, não? Tá. Esses dois é sério. Encontrar alguém e mentiu sobre o que planejava fazer no dia anterior. Isso tá óbvio. Tá. Saía contra os homens. Beth conheceu o agressor. A vítima tem marca. Seduziu Beth antes de levá-la à praia.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
O que o comportamento de Megan Bernardo está escondendo? É a única herdeira. Não parava de olhar. E ela gostava do Donald Fraser. Bernard tinha um motivo para matar a irmã? Uma mulher inteligente amava a irmã única herdeira? Ué, Megan tinha um motivo para matar a irmã? Ela saía com outros homens, assim como Donald. Ela tinha inveja. Tá certo. Donald tinha um motivo para assassinar a Beth. Quanto tá faltando? Tá faltando um. Nossa, já tô vendo a cara do sujeito. Bonito, ele não é. Hog, Donald Fraser. Ele trabalhava em imobiliária. Noivo, ciumento, temperamental.
Mr. Poirot, I don't like being
Tá bom. Você não gosta, então tchau. Se você não gosta que fiquem olhando pra você, então como é que você tinha inveja da irmã se ela era bonita? Então você não serve pra ser bonita. Porque quando você é bonita, as pessoas olham pra você e não tem o que fazer.
You've seen Fraser, Hastings. What is your feeling?
He's a big chap. Fragile isn't exactly the word that springs to mind. I talked to his landlady before seeing him. She went to bed at 11. Fraser wasn't home yet.
Yeah. Megan Barnard said he's a reserved character, but with a nasty temper. We will see if this is the case.
Bom, provavelmente não foi ele. Essa parte aqui tá dando um mini... Não diria bug, mas tá um pouquinho chata. E a parte de você ficar olhando aqui tá um pouco chato pra entrar no café. Ok, eu vou reviver os bônus, a ordem cronológica. Deixa eu falar, 10 pontos de ego.
I don't want this young man here. Be quick and do what you...
Tá bom. Oh, tá comendo uma coisinha aí boa.
How do you do, Mr. Fraser?
You're Hercule Poirot. Mr. Hastings said you wanted to speak to me.
Esqueci de verificar a aparência dele.
I know that it may not be the right time, but I would like to ask you a few questions.
Cadê? Aqui. Agora sim.
This man looks suspicious.
Círculos negros. Mango assando muito. Roupas amarrotadas. Whisky White Horse. Caralho.
Donald Fraser is in a terrible state.
Olho de
As
falcão.
if he hadn't slept all night. And he's drinking White Horse.
Meu Deus do céu, esse jogo tem espelho, você viu?
Leave me alone.
Na verdade, isso é uma coisa que só agora que eu reparei. Um jogo simplesinho desse tem espelho. Quer dizer, na verdade eu já tinha reparado antes que tinha espelho, eu só não tinha reparado que ele era totalmente funcional, inclusive com os NPCs. Que aqui, ó.
Tell me that it's a mistake. That Betty isn't dead.
Sadly, your lady friend has been murdered.
Lady
Mr. Fraser.
Friend. Fiança, né?
Betty, if only you'd listened.
Lady Friend. Ela não te escutava?
If she had listened to you, she would still be alive. Should I take that to be a confession?
Ih, calma, não era bem isso
With
que eu
that
queria.
sort of thinking, you must send a lot of innocent men to prison. Under different circumstances, I might even find you amusing, sir.
Não era
It's
bem,
no
não
time
era
for
esse.
amusement, Mr. Fraser. It is time to find your fiance's killer. Did you know what her plans were for the evening?
She said she was having dinner with her sister.
Por que você acreditava nela?
You believed her?
And why not, sir? She was my fiancée.
That
Indignação.
did not stop her from lying to you before. Betty was not a bad girl, but she did like to take advantage of her success with men.
How dare you sully her memory?
Ai, ai, ai. Tá um assassino
I am
solto.
not interested in memories of her, Mr. Fraser. I am looking for a killer, and I need you to be my closest ally. That is, unless you have something to hide.
Of course I don't.
Très bien. So, what were we saying? Where were you yesterday evening?
I looked everywhere for her, but in vain. When she said she was going to have dinner with her sister on a weekday, I thought it was strange. I tried not to think about it, but I was like a lion in a cage. I was convinced she was lying.
Ué, então por que que acreditou?
So I went round all the restaurants in the town. When I didn't find her, I went to the next town. But nothing.
Você foi...
I must have got home about midnight or 1 o'clock.
Você saiu procurando
Did
por ela.
anybody see you?
I don't think so. I didn't talk to anybody. I was so furious.
É assim que você resolveu as coisas, burrão?
Ah, I knew I'd find you here, Poirot. I thought the victim's young man was here.
Yes, is all yours, Chief Inspector. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Ok, dono tinha um motivo para assassinar a Beth? Sim. Não tem um álibi. E violento. Não, que ele não... Ah, não, é motivo, perdão. Homem violento e muito apaixonado, não? Aí. O motivo e o álibi. Não, não tem. Mas com certeza não foi ele, óbvio. Dono tem um motivo para todos os assassinatos. Pode ter matado Betty, mas não tem motivo para o assassinato da senhorita Asher. Sinapse. Volta à cena do crime. Deixa eu falar com o Hastings. Oh, que droga. Ok.
Fraser doesn't have an alibi and he's extremely jealous.
You are very skilled at summing up.
And yet you haven't asked Jap to arrest him.
It is too soon. But I agree, without the letters announcing the crimes, Fraser would already be behind bars. Bon, I think we have enough elements. Let's reconstruct the events at the scene of the crime.
I can't imagine how the murderer wasn't seen, though. Surely she must have struggled.
Let us try and imagine the scene.
Ok, vamos lá, Poirot.
The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 5.
Avançar. Não, avançar não.
Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6.
Ah, não, tá certo, é o 6, é o 6. Tá certo.
Miss Betty enters the hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a coat.
Ou seja, ela já usava bastante esse número 6, pelo visto. Remover o cinto.
The killer tries to remove his victim's belt. She panics and tries to stop him.
Não era ela que eu tava pensando.
She runs away, pursued by her assailant.
Não, Hastings.
There is no sign of a chase.
Não, mas não era isso que eu tava pensando.
Let us think again, mon cher.
Não era isso que eu tava pensando. Eu achei que ela poderia ter... Ela mesma teria removido. Pra, sei lá, pra poder entrar. Tá. Eu achei que...
Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6. Miss Betty enters the hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a coat. They keep walking. Then she removes the belt.
Por que você...
The murderer moves behind her and then attacks her by surprise. The body falls, lifeless, on the sand.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Tá certo, eu só achei que... Foi meio curto essa Ok.
Without the ABC, we might have suspected Mr. Asher and Mr. Fraser. But by timing his crimes, the murderer is making sure he's accused. In a way, it is very generous.
Generous? The murderer seduced Betty in order to lure her to the beach and kill her.
Indeed, the young woman was certainly careless, but not stupid enough to follow a stranger.
What are you planning to do, Poirot?
Return to London, mon cher Hastings.
Ok. Novas miniaturas. Deixa eu fazer uma pausa aqui. Não. Por favor.
This is definitely
tá
where
vendo?
the photo I found in the hut was taken.
Tá. Bom, vamos para Londres agora.
Right, back to London. There is nothing more for us to do here.
Ok, vamos lá.
Jap has decided to reveal details to the press. The alphabet murder is now famous.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who
La
know,
bad idea.
the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
Poirot, I have a bad feeling.
Ixi.
Poor Mr. Poirot, not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your prime, perhaps?
Ixi, olha
Let
só.
us see if you can do any better this time. This time, it's an easy one. Churston on the 30th.
Puta, hoje?
Do try and do something about it. It's a bit dull having it all my own way, you know.
Puta, não é no mesmo dia?
Ever yours, ABC.
Dia 30, hoje?
Good hunting. Did you hear that, Poirot? The murderer seems to be taking it all as a game, a challenge. He will strike on 30th in Churston. We must warn Scotland Yard.
Hoje é dia 30.
No time to lose. We must prepare our suitcases for Churston.
Mon Dieu, it is already 10 o'clock. I will call Scotland Yard immediately.
Cadê meu telefone aqui?
Hello, Jap. We received a new letter from ABC in the 10 o'clock post.
Where and when?
In Churston. Today.
Today? I'll inform the population immediately.
Ah, mas
Check
agora...
the train times. Call me back.
Ixi. Não, agora o cara trollou. O cara jogou muito em cima da hora. Ah, peraí, deixa eu ver o jornal aqui.
Daily Flicker, July 30, 1935. ABC affair, no progress. The alphabet murderer is still on the run. Ever since the police found the connection between the Bexhill and Andover affairs, the inquiry has barely progressed. In this issue, we are publishing provocative letters sent by the killer to Hercule Poirot. Unfortunately...
Olha só, mas a imprensa não ajuda também, né? Ah, a imprensa também gosta de fazer... pouco jus de...
Daily Flicker, July the 26th, 1935. The Bexhill Horror. Young maid strangled on the beach. Killer struck at midnight.
Tá. E aqui, tem alguma coisa aqui? Ah, tem um livro novo. Hastings Hunting. Ah, as caçadas do...
Hastings' photo album. He is very proud of his bag.
Essa é a única coisa que eu detesto no Hastings.
Bexhill-on-Sea, Sussex. Population 24,703.
Tudo umas cidadezinhas bem pequenininhas. Esse jacaré aqui, esse jacaré apareceu, foi um presente do Hastings pro Poirot. Na série de TV, o Poirot detestou, mas ele não podia falar pro amigo, tipo, ah, detestei.
Hastings, what you are doing is an absolute disaster. That is no way to pack
exatamente.
suitcases.
Heavens, we must hurry. We have to get to Churston before the murder.
Ordem essencial, cara.
Hastings' order and method are always necessary, regardless of the circumstances.
Okay. I'll let you pack them.
Só um ponto de ego? Como assim? Isso é exatamente o que o Poirot faria.
All the same, it really is a disgrace to leave your belongings in such a mess.
A não ser que... Pijamas mal dobrados. Pasta de dente mal fechada. Garrafas desprotegidas. Meias estranhas. Toalha de banho.
Voilà. It only took a minute.
Pronto, só levou um minuto. Olha só, tá tudo organizadinho.
Poirot, you were right.
Não, acho que era pra acontecer isso sim.
I've just consulted the ABC guide. There's no hurry. The next train doesn't leave till 11:45.
You see, there is no need to hurry. We will not be in Churston until tomorrow morning. After the murder.
But why has the murderer warned us so late?
Porque ele queria que esse
It's not
assassinato
what
desse
he
certo.
usually does. Did he do it on purpose?
Provavelmente.
Very good question, Hastings. We
Provavelmente.
should also compare the letter we have just received with the other two. Although I have very little doubt about what we will find.
Ah, tá. cara mandou a porra da carta às 22 horas.
It is not a good time.
What?
Ah, some cool hair.
E compare a nova carta com as outras do ABC. Tá aqui, ó.
It is not a good.
Eu não sei o que é pra fazer isso na viagem. Deixa eu ver. Eu vi essa parte aqui do... Acho que não.
I lock my revolver in this drawer. I've not used it in a very long time.
É. Olha, eu não tinha visto esse pedacinho. Bom, não tem muito o que pra ver aqui. Deixa eu me olhar no espelho pra dar uma arrumadinha, né? Ó, até os NPCs ficam... brilham.
Miss Hastings tore the envelope.
Eu junto as duas aqui. Ah, o escrito nesse envelope está errado. O assassino escreveu Mansões White Horse. Isso é um erro. Claro que é. E tá, ainda tá... Ó. Ele não é burro, ele fez isso premeditado, de forma premeditada. Tá. O Hastings rasgou o envelope que tinha a carta do assassino. No entanto, ele não tinha que jogá-la no chão. Não é conhecido como White Horse Mansions, mas White Horse Country. Tente White Heaven Mansion. É isso mesmo. Terceira carta.
Poor Mr. Poirot. Not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your...
Tá, já peguei aqui. Já sei, eu vou pegar isso aqui e vou botar aqui. Terceira carta.
Poor Mr. Poirot. Not so good at...
Aí.
Right. Let us compare this new letter with the second one. Let us examine this more closely.
Ui, esquisito.
Certain characters in the two letters. Yes, this I.
Ui, o A.
Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual.
O W.
The W is not printed properly.
E que mais? Apenas começou alguma coisa sobre isso.
Yes, this...
Ah, eu tenho que...
The W...
Ah, carai.
However, the character...
Ah, caceta.
Let us examine the character...
Não! Tá difícil.
Let us examine...
Não!
Yes, the...
Nossa,
I
finalmente.
have to find some...
Ai, caramba. O W...
The W is not printed properly.
Tá um pouquinho...
Of course, the...
Tá um pouquinho
I
fora.
have to find some...
Aqui.
Yes, the A... That's right. The A character...
Tá, pronto. Eu já
My
tinha...
theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter.
Na verdade, as três cartas.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Sim, vamos. Por que o assassino nos avisa tarde demais? Hoje foi enviada na data correta. porque ele resolveu, porque o Jep decidiu revelar as informações à imprensa. Agora o cara é famoso por causa disso. (30 de agosto). Ah, não, é porque a carta chegou tarde, não? Ou porque o assassino nos avisa? Ah, tá, ficou meio ambígua a pergunta.
The letter should have arrived in time. The postmark shows that it was sent 3 days ago. However, our man made a mistake in the address, which explains the delay. All the same, the post office took their time correcting the error.
Ah,
Come on, Poirot. Your address is not quite as well known as that of Scotland Yard.
oh, reflete até no...
Poirot, the telephone. It must be Jap.
O que você tá... Você tá pedindo pra você... fazer trabalho de secretário aqui? Tudo bem? Você é meu secretário, na verdade.
I have some news from Churchton. Bad news, I'm afraid. Sir Carmichael Clark was murdered while out on his evening walk.
Sir Carmichael Clark. The name is familiar to me.
Sim, é um
He's
sir.
a famous throat specialist, one of the best in London. A wealthy man, he retired to Combside, a beautiful house by the sea. He collected antiques.
Are you going there?
Yes, let's meet on the train.
Nossa, longe pra dedéu, hein? Então a carta foi enviada 3 dias atrás. O fato de ter revelado o negócio não tem nada a
The
ver.
victim is called Sir Carmichael Clark, one of the best throat specialists in London. The body was still warm when we found it. If we'd been warned earlier, we definitely could have saved him.
It appears that the murderer made a mistake when he wrote his letter.
A mistake? Lucky for him.
And what if he did it on purpose?
No. He's defined his madcap rules and he's sticking to them.
Quem
It's a
disse?
matter of pride for him.
Quem disse?
Shall we go up to the house, Poirot?
Calma, deixa eu ver o
You go,
cadáver.
my friends. I will come soon.
Nossa senhora, especialista em garganta, teve a garganta cortada, hein?
Sir Carmichael's throat was cut. It's a clean incision, a professional murder. The gravel on the path has been sprayed with blood that covers a conical-shaped area, which starts at the body and becomes wider as it moves further from the bush.
Óbvio, né? Nossa, tá até com sangue aqui.
An ABC guide. The murderer's customary signature.
Eita!
Covered in blood this time.
Tá cada vez mais...
Apart from the wound to the throat, the body is untouched. No cuts, no bruises.
Ok. E aqui? Ele tava num piquenique?
Jap has emptied the victim's pockets and has laid out their contents on this piece of wax cloth.
Ah, tá.
It is pointless.
Ah, sério? Um jogo de adventure em que as chaves são... não tem nenhum significado, ok. That's new. Nossa.
An oriental dragon. It's an old piece, much older than the pocket watch on which it was fastened.
Hã? O quê? O negócio do... dentro do relógio é mais antigo que o relógio? Dinheirinho.
Nothing appears to be missing from this wallet.
Óbvio que não, né?
A signet ring, very probably with the Clark family's coat of arms.
Ah, que fofo. Ok. E essa gaivota aqui?
This place is very calming.
Nossa, que isso? Um ânus? Buraco de coelho. É hoje que os jovens chamam hoje em dia? É assim que os jovens chamam hoje em dia? Rocha pitoresca.
The site is exceptional. It is easy to imagine that Sir Carmichael used to enjoy stopping here every evening.
Ah, as vantagens de ser milionário. Ou pelo menos ter um Sir atrás do nome, numa época em que isso valia bastante. Hoje em dia, nem tanto. Se bem que só pessoas que já têm alguma relevância.
He is just in front of a bush. One of the only bushes in the surrounding area.
Um dos poucos bushes aqui é interessante. Eu posso andar pra cá? Não?
The vegetation behind the bush has been trampled. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Ok. Qual era a posição do Sr. Carmichael quando foi assassinado? É um sangue coberto na área cuneiforme, que se estende ao longe do arbusto, que é para onde a artéria, né? É na direção em que a artéria cortou. O corpo foi encontrado em frente ao único arbusto. A área estava quente e um ferimento com contorno. Ele estava de costas para o arbusto. Cagando?
Sir Carmichael had his back to the bush when the killer cut the throat from behind. A fatal blow.
O cara podia estar escondido no...
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
O cara podia estar escondido atrás do arbusto, o assassino. Ele viu o assassino? Estava de costas para o arbusto. Barulho de... Não barulho de grama, né? Tipo... Ele morreu sem ver quem o atingiu.
Have you finished, Poirot?
Chief Inspector, many questions remain unanswered, but I am certain of one thing.
Planejou cuidadosamente.
The killer has prepared his crime very carefully.
Quite right. He must have known Sir Carmichael's movements well.
Exato, né? Óbvio. O assassino foi muito violento.
The murderer struck with terrible savagery.
Yes, blood flowed. It's the first time he's attacked a man. He armed himself accordingly.
Have you spoken to the victim's family, Chief Inspector?
Olha, isso foi um certo...
Franklin Clark. I didn't get much out of him. He's yours. I must get the body removed.
Ok.
I had better go up to
Ok, vamos para onde caça better não sei das quantas, ok. Eu vou pra... Não, eu vou... pra cá. Pra onde eu devo ir? Ô, carai. Tá vendo como eu digo que esse é o único, às vezes, pequeno... Ah, viu? Pequeno probleminha. O modo de se mover.
To be honest, this inspector seems rather obtuse. I'm counting on your friend Poirot to catch my brother's murderer.
Eita, ele tá chamando o Jeff de obtuse. Não chama o meu homem assim, não.
Mr. Poirot, this is my brother's secretary, Miss Thora Gray.
Pleased to meet
Thora
you, Mr.
Gray.
Poirot. Would you like some tea?
No, thank you, mademoiselle.
Eu já vi um negócio interessante na roupa dela. O que temos aqui?
It's not the right time.
Para pegar uns bolinhos? Como não? Aqui, ó.
There is something elegant about her.
Ó, não brinca, não brinca. Ó. Broche velho. Mas muito elegante. Maquiagem exposta. Blusa de estilo clássico e bem trabalhada.
She has good taste.
Exceto ao escolher as joias. Ok, Poirot.
Please excuse me, I have to take care of Lady Clark.
Peraí, calma, eu ainda preciso interrogar você, minha filha. Ah.
Hastings does not like very hot tea. He's going to blow on his cup for a good while before drinking.
Ah. Um inglês que não gosta de chá quente.
It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to question him.
Ah, eu não vou ficar olhando pra ele, eu tenho que...
My brother's wife is gravely ill. You will probably want to question her, but I fear that it won't be possible today.
Tá bom, tá bom. Facsímile de o quê? Tem um negócio ali. Eu vou insistir.
I insist, Mr. Clark. Please allow me to remind you that this is a murder inquiry.
Unfortunately, she is much too ill.
Ah, muito doente?
She doesn't even know her husband is dead. I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid it's out of the question.
Tá muito suspeito.
Of course, I understand.
Entendo, caralho.
Someone set a trap for your brother. Who was familiar with his habits?
Everybody knew he took his evening walk at 8:30, and that he always followed the same path.
Qual é o livro favorito dele? Pode ser. Esse é o tipo de pergunta que o Poirot faria, porque é aqueles famosos detalhezinhos que é. Aqueles famosos detalhezinhos que a gente não presta atenção, mas que o Poirot capta. Mas, de novo, é aquele tipo de coisa que você captaria se você tivesse prestado um pouquinho mais de atenção. Não é nada, assim, absurdo.
Was it your favorite novel?
The Railway Children by Edith Nesbit. I know it's a children's book.
Ah, tá vendo? Foi no alvo, foi 3
So
pontos.
it was you who found the body.
Yes, along with the gardener.
Have you seen any strangers around the house recently?
No. As far as I know, nobody has been near the house.
Miss Clark.
Oh, Lady Clark must have fallen from her chair. I have to help Miss Grey get her up.
Hastings, while our host is gone, let's examine the drawing room.
But, Poirot, a gentleman...
Ah, cavaleiro
I
cacete.
take full responsibility. All you have to do is to leave the drawing room door ajar and let me know if anyone is coming.
Amigo, você já fez coisa pior. Isso, exatamente, fica aí. Vamos observar. Nossa, eles gostam de temas de dragões orientais? Curioso.
It is an emperor. His place at the center of the table is probably symbolic. A dragon.
Não só qualquer dragão, mas um dragão oriental, daqueles serpenteados. Coleção privada 1920.
Comside's private collection. Purchases since 1920.
Aham.
The catalog for Sir Carmichael Clark's collection.
Arra.
A tiger.
Um tigre?
A turtle.
Uma tartaruga. Ah, já tô sabendo, é o dos 4 ventos. Não, é os 4, não sei o que lá, é da mitologia chinesa, eu esqueci. Mas é isso, um dragão, um tigre, uma tartaruga e uma...
A crane?
Eu acho que é uma fênix. Ou, na verdade, não.
Dragon, dragon, dragon. Sir Carmichael showed himself to be very consistent in his collection's theme.
Ok. Ok, isso vai ser um puzzle, óbvio.
I'm not going to leave now.
Não, não quero sair, eu só queria... Ih, pensando. Aqui, ó.
Turtle, the dragon, the crane and the tiger. I think I've already seen this motif somewhere.
Sim, você já viu. Tá bom.
The cardinal points. This book could maybe help me. Each cardinal point is associated with one animal and one color. In the middle sits the imperial dragon, and out of respect, all the others are turned towards him.
Tá. Tá, deixa eu sair daqui.
It is blocked.
Claro que está. Consigo virar? Não, não consigo. Ah, eles estão todos de costa, né? Sinal de respeito. Ah, não, não. Ó, aqui as bolinhas, ó. Eu acho que é isso? Não? Ó. Ah, agora foi. Peraí. Um momento, um momento. Na cabeça do dragão é o vermelho. Desse lado é o azul. Não, azul não, o branco, perdão. Aqui é o azul e aqui é o preto. Que já estaria aqui se não fosse... Não tá correto?
Position of each motif resembles that of those on the table.
Peraí.
Position of each motif resembles that of those on the table. It is blocked.
Ainda tá bloqueado? Ah, tá. Faltou aqui.
Position
Não.
of each motif resembles that of those on the table.
Ué. Oh. Peraí. Um momento. Vermelho, azul, branco e preto. Ah, um é de cima, outro é de baixo, caceta. Ixi. Funhanhou tudo. Vermelho e azul aqui em cima. Tá, vermelho e azul. Preto e branco. Ah, saco. Ah, eu tenho que botar... Ah, é pior ainda. Na verdade, é pior ainda. Agora que eu notei. Ah, mas agora... Aí.
Could it be this cupboard?
Aí.
This is interesting.
Samurai Mustache, gostei. É o achievement.
These daggers are only ceremonial weapons. I do not think that the crime weapon is here.
Ah, mas tá faltando uma.
Ernest Logan, MD, Brighton Cancer Institute, 201 Dusk Road, Brighton, Sussex. To Sir Carmichael Clark, MD, Comsite Churstone, Devon. Brighton, 1935, January the 5th. As a man of science, I owe it to you to be completely frank. Lady Clark, your wife is suffering from generalized terminal cancer. I confess I didn't suspect anything like that during the first exams. But with the test results I have received...
Lady Clark, your wife, vírgula. Isso, faltou uma vírgula ali.
I estimate that Lady Clark's life expectancy is no more than 1 year. Hospitalization would not help in her case. So I advise you to keep her at home and provide her with as much morphine as required to ease her last moments. Yours sincerely, Ernest Logan.
Porra, você não pode ter reparado.
Yes,
Não
Mr.
pode.
Gray.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Lady Clark's condition requires regular care. I believe you want to ask me a few questions.
Indeed, mademoiselle. This porcelain is remarkable. Is it old?
It's about 3 centuries old, I believe. Wait, let me find the reference.
Ah, pensei que ela ia me dar referência, carai.
It is not the right time.
Tava esperando aqui.
She appears to be very flustered.
Olhos brilhantes e maquiagem borrada. Respiração rápida. Ela tirou o broche. Batom parcialmente removido.
She is unable to hide her emotion, and her makeup has been disturbed. I think that this young woman has just been kissed.
Eu ia acabar de falar isso.
Here? Teapot with black dragon, Gangshi period, end of the 17th century. It is a rare piece with unusual colors.
You have a good knowledge of art history.
Acquired while working with Sir Carmichael. I used to help him manage his collection and choose his new acquisitions.
Ele deu presentes a você?
And sometimes he used to give you a piece as a gift. Is that right?
Como, por exemplo, aquele dragão.
What do you mean?
O dragãozinho. Falar do broche.
I am referring to your brooch.
This old brooch?
What? Que
Mademoiselle,
broche?
you know perfectly well. I am talking about the magnificent brooch you were
Exato.
wearing earlier.
Yes, you're right. Sir Carmichael did give it to me. He valued my work. How could I refuse? He would have been offended.
Por que ela não tá usando ele agora?
Why have you taken it off?
I don't understand, Mr. Poirot.
Have you seen any strangers hanging around in the past few days?
No. Nobody has been near Comside.
Onde ele estava na cena do crime, a versão dela dos fatos. O que o Poirot falaria? Essa é uma coisa bem básica, né? Onde você estava no
What
metro?
were you doing yesterday evening at the time of the murder?
I was sleeping. I was woken by the telephone at 11. I heard Franklin Clark speaking with the gardener. They left with some lanterns and they found the body.
Franklin é o cara, né? Que você está num relacionamento com o Franklin, ele te deu um beijo porque você foi beijada por alguém. E acho que não foi pra Lady Clark.
Am I right thinking that something is going on between you and Franklin?
How dare you ask me such a question?
Eu dare o que eu quiser. Você...
And you? How do you dare kiss your good friend in the house of a dead man?
Mr. Poirot, you are behaving despicably.
Foda-se.
Miss Grey, if I may be so bold, please do not take offense. My friend has rather unusual methods, but all he wants is to find the murderer.
Yes, I understand. I must rest. Please excuse me.
9 pontos de ego.
Earlier, you asked me to watch the living room door for you. I don't wish to be indiscreet, but sometimes a gentleman stumbles upon a secret without intending to.
That is sometimes the case.
And I saw Franklin
óbvio.
Kissing Miss Grey at the foot of the stairs.
Do you think this is a common occurrence?
No, I saw emotion, intensity. I think it was their first kiss.
Well done.
Mais ou menos.
Well spotted.
However, I don't think I completely understand this business. Why did Sir Carmichael not defend himself? He appeared to have been...
Se defendeu? Como assim?
The murderer did not give him a chance. Let us try and reconstruct the scene.
Ele praticamente foi pego por trás. Você ainda não entendeu, burro? Ah, eu ainda não expliquei pra ele como que era a situação. Ele...
Sir Clark is taking his customary walk. Our killer is hiding behind a bush. The old man walks quietly along the gravel path. Then he turns towards the sea to gaze at it.
Agora sim. Atacar pela esquerda, atacar pela...
The killer leaves his hiding place on the right-hand side. He approaches silently over the grass.
Cortar a garganta, apunhalar, ferimento.
Then he throws himself on his prey and cuts the poor man's throat. He then lays down the ABC before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, Monsieur Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Ok. Puta, eu não tive tempo de dar uma olhada em outras coisas. Eita! E esse personagem aí que aparece do nada? Já apareceu no comecinho e agora de novo?
Oh, just a minute.
Alexandre Bonaparte Cust. Olha o nome da pessoa.
Mr. Kirst, have you recently returned from Chester?
Yes, indeed I have.
Have you seen the papers? And to think that you might have rubbed shoulders with the killer. Imagine that.
Rub shoulders with the killer.
Mr. Kirst, are you all right? You don't seem well.
My apologies. My throat is burning and my head feels heavy. It's ever since the war, you know. Since my injury, my head has never been the same.
Olha o arenque defumado sendo jogado aqui na nossa cara. Viu os 50 troféus para desbloquear? Eles estão nos bônus. Sim, eu vou ver depois que eu concluir. Ui! Ah, vai me dar uma lapiseira?
You spoil me, mon ami.
Oh.
And you more so by sharing investigations.
Oh, que fofo.
Help you out to me, Hastings. Intellect is not everything.
Intelecto não é tudo.
Later, I will ask you to help me tidy up the room and bring some chairs. Our guest will be here soon.
Ah, is Thora Grey coming?
Naturally. She is a fascinating young woman, n'est-ce pas?
N'est-ce pas?
Oh, come on, Poirot. I'm a married man. And Miss Grey has already been courted by Franklin Clark. Poirot, our guests will be here soon. We must prepare ourselves.
Ok, nós vamos nos preparar, Hastings. Ui!
I should take advantage of the silence to examine them.
Nossa, um objeto modificável? Peraí. Isso aqui? Uma caneta incrível oferecida pelo Hastings. Uau, que foda! Caneta Never Sharp. Legal. Eu desmontei a caneta. Acabei de ganhar e já estraguei a porcaria. Tá. Tá, e aí? Ganhei uma molinha. Assistente. Observe a todos. Ué? Peraí, por que o negócio de observar não tá aparecendo aqui? Peraí. Um novo objeto, uma nova mola. Sim, eu sei. Tá, finalmente.
Sometimes I love a brunette, sometimes I love a blonde. That's what the song says.
Quê? É isso?
The song says, sometimes I love a blonde who comes from Eden by way of Sweden. But I am not sure that this blonde is an angel.
Ele tá falando de alguma música que eu... Que é isso? Ele tá comentando alguma sofrência da época?
Donald is always on edge.
Leave me alone.
Caramba. Oh, meu Deus do céu. Onde é que tá faltando ver alguma coisa? Corte ao se barbear. Ele cortou o rosto.
Donald Fraser is very nervous at the moment, even if he's trying hard to control himself.
Nossa, e outra tá parecendo uma boneca de cera.
She appears to have taken more care with her appearance than the last time.
Se isso é se cuidar, ela tá parecendo a porra de uma boneca de... porque o Donald tá aqui, né? E ela tá olhando pra ele. Colar.
She's looking at Mr. Fraser out of the corner of her eye.
Não é muito pelo canto, não.
Did she make herself beautiful for him?
Não brinca. Uou. Ok. Vamos observar todos, inclusive os carinha aqui. Hastings.
I ought to concentrate on my guests. Franklin Clark always seems at ease, regardless of where he is. Something that's unique to people who travel.
Pessoas que
I
viajam.
wish to thank you all for coming. I wanted to bring everyone close to the victims here in order to unmask the murderer.
Opa, já?
Get to the point, Mr. Poirot. What do you want from us?
Não se apresse.
Again, dear girl, please be patient.
Mr. Poirot, how dare you address me by my first name?
Please excuse me, mademoiselle. What I ask
10
is that you
pontos de ego.
search your memories. The murderer must have left some trace.
Yes, he must have prepared his crimes very carefully.
Tout à fait. He did not get to Bexhill at midnight in order to strangle a young girl whose name by chance starts with B.
Must we go into that?
No, of course. Not if it makes you uncomfortable.
Come on, Mr. Poirot. I imagine we all feel terribly uncomfortable about these murders.
It's true. We've to catch the killer, not be spared the gory details.
Mr. Fraser, please get a grip on yourself.
Well, I want to help you, but
Droga.
I don't remember anything else. Nothing I haven't already said.
And you, Mademoiselle Barnard? Did your sister say if she was seeing another man?
She never would have told me.
Allons, surely
Allons.
sisters have no secrets.
She never spoke about any of that to me. Do you believe me or do I have to repeat myself? Betty knew I didn't approve of her behavior. Her flirting was spoiling any chance she might have had.
Tell me, mademoiselle, what did you talk about with your sister?
Silly things. Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother bought her a brand new pair. The day it happened, she was crying. And to think that Betty never even wore
Sim,
them.
você já falou isso.
Poor mummy.
Your sister used to sing, I believe. Did she ever perform in public?
She dreamt about it, but she had a very bad cough. It troubled her greatly. She had to cancel auditions and miss lots of opportunities.
Eu tô notando uma coisa. Todos os três eram
Yes, she
doentes
sang
ou
well,
tinha alguém
but that
doente.
doesn't tell us much about the murderer.
Ela tinha um problema
In
de
any
doença.
case, we now have enough information to draw up a relatively precise psychological profile.
Aham! Olha só, vocês estão notando?
Let's now try and get our brain cells to work.
Você percebeu? A mulher lá, ela tinha um problema. A primeira, ela tinha um problema, estava se tratando com láudano. A outra, Beth, também estava se tratando lá com problema de garganta. O cara era o médico gargantista, mas ele era o médico gargantista. Mas ele não pode ser o assassino porque... Assim, eles poderiam todos ser pacientes dele, né? Mas ele não pode ser o assassino porque ele morreu. Mas era alguém que estava lá. O assassino tá... Um assassino é inteligente? Sim, é metódico. Quê? Declaração do Capitão Hastings. Morreu quando a rua estava lotada de pessoas. Isso é bem intenso. Peraí, quê? Como assim? Quem morreu? Ah, tava falando da primeira? O assassino foi perfeccionista. O assassino tem autoconfiança? Tem, ele manda cartas pra mim. O assassino é sedutor? Sim. Uhum. O assassino gosta de trens? Sim. Ele pelo menos tem uma pequena ideia, né? O assassino é impulsivo? Não. Ele é metódico, frio. Ele é generoso? Sim. Generoso. Quem andou dando presentes pra alguém?
So, ladies and gentlemen, we can now surmise without too much risk of error that our adversary is calculative, sure of himself, a seducer of outstanding intelligence, that he has plenty
Tá
of
vendo as
self-control,
descrições que o
that he
Poirot
likes
faz dos
others.
assassinos? Não é igual igual um Sherlock.
Other meetings may be necessary. I hope that you will be able to come back again.
Well, it's just that...
Eu sei, você não tem dinheiro para o trem.
You do not have the money to pay for the train, is that it?
Silêncio.
It's normal that people helping with this inquiry should be reimbursed. Starting with you, Miss Drower. Please allow me to pay for your train tickets.
Ah, você tá muito generoso.
Sir, I cannot accept.
But you must. Mademoiselle, I may not be rich, but my brother left a fortune which will be mine.
Mr. Clark, that's very generous of you.
Well, someone has to foot the bill. Mr. Poirot, would it be possible for you to come back to Devon? Lady Clark has expressed a wish to see you. We'll adjust her medicine so she'll not be too drowsy.
But of course, I shall
Devon.
come the day after tomorrow if it is convenient.
Já estamos na letra D?
Thank you all for coming. We will meet again soon. The meeting was most fruitful.
Bigode de Lunite.
Hastings, I believe now we have everything we need to find a common point between the victims. Now it is time for us to use our grey matter.
Calma, já vai resolver. Ah,
Let us now try and
Puta.
get our brain cells to work.
o que as vítimas têm em comum? A doença de garganta. Beth tinha problemas com a voz. O corpo ainda estava quente? Não, né? É aqui, ó.
The first two victims suffered from bad throat, and that was precisely the specialty of the third victim, Dr. Clark.
We have a lead.
It would pay to take a closer look at the medical records of Dr. Clark's patients.
We'll do so during our next visit to Churston.
I will do it myself, mon ami. You must remain in London just in case ABC sends us another letter.
Very well, as you wish.
Ok.
Thank you for coming, Mr. Poirot. Lady Clark is waiting for you in her bedroom on the first floor. Please excuse me, I cannot stay for the interview. I've to take Miss Grey to the station to see our lawyer in Torquay.
Você está indo embora do trabalho?
Are you leaving Churston for good?
Miss Grey very kindly stayed with me to settle my brother's affairs, but naturally she prefers to find a position in London.
Ah, très bien.
Será depois do
I'll be absent
assédio?
all morning, Mr. Poirot, but the nurse is coming soon. She's to ensure that the dose of medicine doesn't make our patient drowsy.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Have a nice trip, mademoiselle.
Ok, rapaz, avançamos bastante. Mas vocês repararam, né, que a gente já fez umas ligaçõezinhas interessantes com o mistério e jogaram aquele Alexandre Bonaparte Cuts de arenque defumado lá, né, na história. Ok. Bom, antes de mais nada, deixa eu me ver no espelho aqui, né? Antes de mais nada, prioridades. Ok. E a gente já avançou bastante e a gente continua no nosso próximo vídeo. Até mais!